Sweden has unveiled its newest fighter jet, a marvel of modern engineering and a testament to the country's commitment to advancing military technology. This new aircraft is not just another addition to their fleet, it represents a significant leap forward in aviation capabilities. This isn't just any plane. It's a sophisticated piece of machinery designed to excel in the most demanding combat scenarios. The sleek design and cutting-edge technology make it a formidable presence in the skies. This is a high-tech marvel, equipped with the latest advancements in avionics, weaponry, and defense systems. The cockpit is a hub of innovation, featuring state-of-the-art displays and controls that provide pilots with unparalleled situational awareness. It boasts advanced stealth capabilities, allowing it to evade radar detection and operate undetected in hostile environments. This stealth technology is a game-changer, giving it a significant edge over older, less advanced aircraft. It can outmaneuver older jets with ease thanks to its superior aerodynamics and powerful engines. In dogfight simulations, it has demonstrated an ability to perform complex aerial maneuvers that leave adversaries struggling to keep up. And it's turning heads in military circles around the world. Defense experts and military officials are closely examining its capabilities, recognizing the potential impact it could have on future combat operations. The U.S., always at the forefront of military technology, has taken notice. They're testing it out, eager to understand its full range of capabilities and how it might integrate with their own systems. They want to see what it can do, putting it through rigorous tests to evaluate its performance in various scenarios. The results so far have been promising, with the jet meeting or exceeding expectations in many areas. This has caught Russia's attention as well. The Russian military is closely monitoring these developments, aware that this new jet could alter the strategic balance in the region. They're watching closely, and they're not exactly thrilled. Why is Russia worried? Because this jet represents a potential shift in the balance of power, challenging their own military capabilities and strategies. This jet represents a potential shift in the balance of power. Its advanced features and capabilities could give Sweden, and any allies who adopt it, a significant advantage in aerial combat. It shows that the U.S. is looking beyond its usual partners for military hardware, exploring new collaborations that could enhance their own technological edge. This partnership with Sweden is a clear indication of that strategy. This has implications for Russia's own defense strategies. They must now consider how to counter this new threat and what adjustments need to be made to their own military planning. It suggests a world where U.S. dominance in military technology might not be a given. The emergence of such advanced aircraft from other nations indicates a more competitive landscape in military innovation. This is not a comfortable thought for the Kremlin. The potential for a shift in military power dynamics is a cause for concern, prompting them to reassess their own technological advancements and defense strategies. The world is changing. The geopolitical landscape is undergoing significant transformations, driven by shifting alliances and emerging threats. Nations are rethinking their defense strategies and priorities in response to these changes. Alliances that once seemed unshakable are being tested. Long-standing partnerships are facing new pressures, and countries are reassessing their commitments to international coalitions like NATO. Diplomatic efforts are intensifying as nations seek to navigate this complex environment. The U.S., under new leadership, is re-evaluating its global commitments. The administration is focusing on both traditional alliances and new partnerships, aiming to balance its strategic interests with the need for global stability. This re-evaluation includes a critical look at military deployments and defense spending. Europe, facing new challenges, is looking for ways to stand on its own 2 feet. The continent is grappling with security threats from both within and outside its borders. European nations are increasingly aware of the need to bolster their own defense capabilities and reduce reliance on external powers. This shift in dynamics is having a ripple effect on defense priorities. Countries are investing more in their military infrastructure, technology, and personnel. Defense budgets are being reallocated to address new threats and to support the development of indigenous defense industries. European nations, once content to rely on U.S. military might, are now seeking greater autonomy. This drive for self-reliance is leading to increased investment in local defense industries and the development of homegrown military technologies. They're investing in their own defense industries. This includes everything from advanced weaponry to cutting-edge military technology. European countries are determined to ensure that they have the capabilities to defend themselves independently if necessary. They're looking for alternatives to U.S. weapons systems. This search for alternatives is driven by a desire for greater strategic independence and the need to diversify their defense portfolios. European nations are exploring a range of options from domestic production to partnerships with other countries, and this is where Sweden's new fighter jet comes in. The jet represents a significant step forward in European defense capabilities. It is a testament to the innovation and engineering prowess of European defense industries. It's a symbol of a changing world order. As nations adapt to new realities, the development and deployment of advanced military technologies like Sweden's fighter jet highlight the shifting balance of power and the ongoing evolution of global defense strategies. The U.S. has long been seen as the guarantor of security in the West. For decades, American military might and political influence have been the cornerstone of Western defense strategies. The presence of U.S. troops in Europe and the extensive network of military bases have provided a sense of security and stability. However, recent developments have started to shake this long-standing belief, but doubts have crept in. European leaders are increasingly vocal about their concerns. The political landscape in the U.S. has become unpredictable, and this unpredictability is causing anxiety among America's allies. The once unwavering trust in U.S. leadership is now being questioned. European allies are questioning the U.S.'s commitment to their defense. The changing tone of U.S. foreign policy, coupled with internal political turmoil, has led to a sense of unease. European nations are beginning to wonder if they can still rely on the U.S. to come to their aid in times of crisis. This unease stems from a range of factors. The rise of populism and nationalism in the U.S. has led to a more isolationist stance. Policy decisions that seem to prioritize American interests over those of its allies have further fueled these concerns. The withdrawal from international agreements and the shifting alliances are seen as signs of a retreat from global leadership. There have been policy shifts in Washington. These shifts have not gone unnoticed by European leaders. The unpredictability of U.S. politics, with frequent changes in administration and policy direction, has made it difficult for allies to plan their own defense strategies. The lack of a consistent and coherent foreign policy is a major concern. There are questions about the reliability of U.S. security guarantees. The traditional assurances that the U.S. would always be there to defend its allies are now being scrutinized. European nations are exploring ways to enhance their own defense capabilities, seeking to reduce their dependence on the U.S. These concerns are not limited to Europe. Canada, another key ally of the U.S., is also feeling the impact of these changes. The Canadian government is closely monitoring the situation and reassessing its own defense policies in light of the shifting dynamics. Canada, a staunch U.S. ally, is also having second thoughts. The reliability of U.S. support is being questioned, and Canada is looking at alternative options to ensure its own security. This includes exploring new defense partnerships and investing in its own military capabilities. They're reconsidering their purchase of U.S. fighter jets. They're exploring other options. This move is indicative of a broader trend among U.S. allies who are seeking to diversify their defense procurement to reduce reliance on American military hardware. This is a clear sign of the times. The geopolitical landscape is shifting, and traditional alliances are being tested. The uncertainty surrounding U.S. foreign policy is prompting allies to rethink their defense strategies and seek new partnerships. The old certainties are gone. The world is entering a new era of geopolitical realignment, where the once unshakable bonds between the U.S. and its allies are being re-examined. The future of Western security will depend on how these nations adapt to the changing realities. Canada's decision to rethink its F-35 purchase speaks volumes. The F-35, America's premier fighter jet, was once the go-to choice for allies, but no longer. Canada is balking at the cost. They're worried about potential technical issues. This is a major blow to the U.S. defense industry. It also highlights the growing rift in the transatlantic alliance. Canada's move could embolden other nations to follow suit. It's a sign of things to come. Section 5. The allure of alternatives. European fighter jets in focus. With the United States' commitment to its allies in question, European nations are looking for alternatives. They're turning to their own defense industries. Jets like the Eurofighter Typhoon and the Dassault Rafale are gaining traction. These jets offer advanced capabilities. They represent a way for Europe to reduce its reliance on the U.S. This is a strategic shift with far-reaching implications. It could reshape the global military balance. Section 6. The U.S. response, maintaining control in a changing landscape. The U.S. is not taking this lying down. They're aware of the shift in sentiment. They know that their dominance in the defense industry is being challenged, and they're not about to give up their market share without a fight. The U.S. could use its influence to try and block the sale of European jets. They could make it difficult for European nations to acquire the technology they need. This is a high-stakes game of geopolitical chess. Section 7. Economic considerations, costs, contracts, and competition. This isn't just about military might, it's about money. The global arms trade is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The US has long been the top dog, but European companies are eager to get a bigger piece of the pie. If European nations start buying more of their own weapons, it could hurt US defense contractors. Jobs could be lost. Profits could dwindle. This economic reality is adding fuel to the fire. Section 8. A new era of European defense? The stage is set for a potential sea change in European defense. For decades, Europe has relied on the US for its security. But now, driven by necessity and a desire for greater autonomy, Europe is looking inward. This could lead to the development of a truly independent European defense capability. It's a bold vision, but one that is gaining momentum. Section 9. Reshaping global military dynamics. The US testing Sweden's new fighter jet is more than just a military exercise. It's a sign of the times. It's a symbol of a world in flux. Old alliances are fraying. New partnerships are emerging. The global military balance is shifting. The US remains a superpower, but its dominance is no longer unchallenged. And that's something that should give everyone pause. The world is entering a new and uncertain era.